Hi guys. So I really have been doing a lot of talks about speaking our truth, finding our truth, and overcoming the fear that we have that's holding us stuck in the status quo, the old ways, whether it's in relationships with people, personal life, your work life, your situations where your intuition is so interesting that people's intuition talks to them. In your heart, you feel something when it's right or wrong for you. We all have that. But the difference is whether or not we listen to it, or if there is this fear of speaking our truth, so then it just gets cut off here, and then we jump into our head and start to rationalize how to stay stuck in the same situation. And then over and over, what's happening for people I've been talking to, from clients to friends to family, is that over and over your intuition will keep talking to you. The universe and will recreate these situations for you so that you can start to listen. You know what I mean? It's like these little tugs, and then when we don't listen to them, just like the patterns, they get louder and they get louder until you cannot ignore them anymore. And if you do ignore what's in your heart, what's in your truth, what is trying to emerge from you, then the sad thing is that it can manifest in physical ailments, headaches, tummy aches, tension, body aches, and anxiety, racing thoughts, and not being able to sleep, or not being able, or feeling really lethargic. All of these things are manifestations. So I encourage you to ask if you are feeling unhappy or any kind of symptoms of anxiety, especially anxiety or depression. Ask yourself, in what areas of my life am I not speaking my truth? And if you're not speaking your truth, if you know that this relationship is not right for me, but I'm going to stay anyways, ask yourself why. What am I afraid of? Right? And I want to encourage you that the people I've seen who've been able to really tap into their fear, face their fear, and still choose to speak their truth and take the actions that are aligned with their truth, aligned with what their heart is telling them to do, not their mind. This monkey mind can rationalize everything and anything, especially if we've been training ourselves, like I have to stay stuck, right? If we start to listen to our intuition, follow our heart, as the cliche goes, then what happens is that you tone this muscle, this intuitive muscle, and it starts to speak to you louder and louder, clearer and clearer messages come through, and then you start to build the trust. I think what's biggest heartbreak for clients and people I see is that we don't trust ourselves. You know what I mean? We look outside of ourselves for validation, for proof, for something from an expert. I do that a lot. Maybe this expert says, to validate my own belief, right? And now I'm like, okay, no, I know I'm an expert in my life, in my truth, right? Everybody has their own version. Doesn't matter what line of work you're in, if you're working, if you're at home, if you've got children, pets, no children, retired, whatever. We all have our own journeys, and so we're the experts on our own lives, and we have those intuitive tugs, as my good friend David Richards mentions. And when we listen to the tugs, then things start to flow. And also, don't be afraid. But when you start to listen, and when you start to surrender to your higher power, the universe, God, source, creator, whatever you want to call it, when you start to surrender and say, I trust that the answers will appear, and these are the things I would like in my life, watch out, things get shaken up. People will leave your life. Conflict will happen. And these are all gifts. And I've had to work with so many clients, especially today, to realize that all the conflict and the challenges and the heartbreak and the shock and the grief and all the losses that they're facing are actually meant for their highest good. It's just hard to see that because you're in the shock of it, and the loss, the sadness of it, which is fine. Acknowledge the sadness, feel the pain, but then rise and realize that the universe does have your back. That surrendering, that inner work that you're doing, that evolution that you are trying to, evoke within you, is going to mean that you're going to shed some old skin, just like old programmings and patterns, and then the new will keep coming. Okay, but you gotta trust in the process. And if you need help, if you need guidance, people like myself, health coaches, intuitive guides, there are so many people. Get your support system. I have my own support system. I'm so excited to be joining the Inner Sangha with Staci and David. We're going to do a live about it tomorrow, because healers need people to lean on as well. Okay, so I encourage you to find your people and learn ways. Find people who support you, encourage you, inspire you to speak your truth, because your truth, what your heart is telling you, what your gut feeling, what your intuition is telling you matters. Those are the signals, and the debris will clear and the things will start to manifest more and more easily and naturally in your life. You got this. Okay, so take that lesson, listen to the intuition, and do it as I've been encouraged to do in my life by Holly Hall, the intuitive coach that I've talked to. Take those listening to the intuition in small steps, like inconsequential ones. Don't make them just like right away about the career or right about the relationship, or your kids or whatever's not working in your life, or right. Take the small steps, like, what kind of meal do I want to have today? What kind of exercise do I want to do today? Or which direction do I want to take home today? Or which friend do I want to call today? Or, you know what I mean? Like those little tugs, tuning in. Meditation helps to kind of clear the mind so that you can connect to that intuition, right? And then start to listen and start to see, how do I feel when I followed that intuition and ate that food or took that direction home? Maybe you ran into somebody, maybe you got a beautiful, like, oh my God, look at these beautiful colors on that journey home. You know what I mean? So just get that feedback, get that reinforcement so that it starts to tone that muscle. It's just like a physical muscle. That intuitive muscle gets stronger and stronger so that you start to believe in yourself, have trust in yourself, and then make those bigger decisions. And let me know, comment below, what are the big decisions you're facing in your life, and what are the fears? If you can comment or private message me or talk to a friend, doesn't matter. We're all in this together. We're all evolving together. But just share, what are those big decisions? What are the intuitive tugs and the patterns that you have not been listening to? And what is the fear that's holding you back? And what do you need in order to face the fear and do it anyway? Listen anyway. Listen to your heart. And then tell me, if you have been listening, what are the manifestations that you're noticing in your life? I've seen incredible things start to happen. It's humbling, it's confirming. Every day I'm brought to my knees in gratitude, tears of gratitude and confirmation of like, wow, this stuff really does work. And I want to share that with you guys because I love you and I know you have it in you to bring out your truth, because your truth matters. We need it. So please say it, okay? Much love. Bye.